Welcome to a special edition of the Undisputed Podcast. I'm your host, Joy Taylor. Today's podcast is highlighted by some of this week's best Undisputed segments. Skip, Shannon, let's get to it. We're just over 2 weeks away from the Masters, and 42-year-old Tiger Woods is the favorite, according to Westgate, but it's been 13 years since Tiger won a green jacket. Yesterday, ESPN The Magazine released their list of the most dominant athletes of the last 20 years, and Tiger was at the top of the list. He was followed by LeBron and Peyton Manning. We're joined now by Rob Parker. Welcome, Rob.
What's happening?
Good morning.
Shannon,
How you doing, Rob?
you know what? Those glasses, you know I'm going to say something about them. If Mr. Magoo was black and had muscles, he would look just like Shannon.
Really? You
Yes.
got your Magoo Coke bottle.
You know, I know.
Hey, look,
Are you all right?
the phone booth close by. You know, I'm
Clark
yeah,
Kent,
you
is
know,
that
I
who
run
you
a bit.
are? All right.
He drives like Mr. Magoo, too.
There you go, Joy.
Rob, do you agree with Tiger being number one?
Skip Bayless?
Rob Parker.
No way, no how. Are you kidding me with this list? ESPN.
Now, you're not the biggest Tiger fan to start with.
No.
Go ahead.
But look, ESPN is so far off on this list, it's ridiculous. First of all, if this was of the previous 10 years ending in 2008, then Tiger Woods is number one at that list.
You know what? No
he
question
hasn't won a major since 2008. Joy, is this not 2018?
It is,
So that's 10 years, right? So the last 10 years, he stunk it up.
And by the way, just another quick point of order. The Masters he was supposed to own, he hasn't won since 2005. So that's 13 years he hasn't won a Masters.
Yeah.
Go
Right.
ahead.
So the point that he would be number one on the list, I think they're living way in the past. I get it. Those other 10 years, those previous, as dominant as you could be, especially when you add to how great he was, a black man playing in a sport that white men have dominated forever. So I get it. The contrast was unbelievable.
It was.
It really was. Taken aback. I told the story of, I'm not even a big golf guy, watching Tiger Woods win the Masters at Augusta on my honeymoon. So that's how big he was.
Beginning
But this,
of the end, too.
yeah, it was the beginning of the end. But there's no way he belongs there. I mean, I'd be more apt to put Serena at number one, especially when you think she won, you know,
Australian Open
but she won a Grand Slam with a bun in the oven. Give her credit, and she's a number 12 on the list.
That's what it's.
All right? The one thing I will give ESPN credit is that they got Tom Brady right. He's ranked at number 20 when they factored in the cheating factor and stuff. So
Wow.
that's why Tom Brady's way down on the list. So I'll give them credit for that. But if you ask yours truly, who's the most dominant athlete over the last 20 years, I would go with Barry Bonds. What do they say, Shannon? The hardest thing to do in sports is what?
Play baseball.
Is hit a baseball. The guy dominated the sport, and you could talk about all the other stuff that goes with it, but the bottom line to me was there was nobody, Skip, you know this, must-see TV. He walked over 225 times that season. It was either a home run or a walk, or he got one or two pitches to hit, and one would leave the ballpark almost every night. It was the most unbelievable thing I've ever seen. Barry Bonds, in the last 20 years, was the most dominant player I've ever seen.
No disrespect to the people that came up with this list, but it's not even close. It's Serena Williams. Since 2008, Tiger Woods has not won a major. Serena Williams has won 15 slams. They play the same amount of majors and the same amount of slams every year. 4 and 4, Skip. The next closest is Kim Clijsters. Think about that. Since Tiger Woods last won the U.S. Open, Serena has won 15 slams. I don't really know what else to say about that. And I agree with you, Rob, the domination over a 20-year span. Now, if you take the first 10 years, it's Tiger.
hands down. There's no fight.
Now, Skip, if you say impact, Serena didn't make little black men and little black boys go pick up tennis rackets and says, I want to be Serena Williams. But that's what Tiger did. He was must-see TV, and he made a lot of men go play golf, especially black men. Nike built a brand, golf tailor-made in Callaway.
For a little while.
Yeah,
they
yeah,
did. It
for 20
didn't
years.
sustain
Didn't last.
itself,
Yeah,
but
right.
go ahead.
But the mere fact that they's like, we're not even in the golf business, but we're about to get into the
you
golf
remember
business.
the original ad,
Yeah.
I am Tiger Woods. I am Tiger Woods. I am Tiger Woods.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the impact that Tiger had, I get it. the people that would watch, and you paying $10,000 for passes to go watch him at the Masters, and all the ratings and all the money, Skip, and a lot of these black athletes. I mean, because a lot of the white quarterbacks, they always play golf. Now you see so many more black athletes playing because of that, man. So if you want to say impact, nobody's probably had more impact on sports in the last 20 years than Tiger. But as far as domination, it's Serena. It's not even close, Skip. She won as a teenager. She won in the 20s. She's winning in the 30s. She won the Australia Open, 4 months pregnant? Think about this. Throw in 2 Olympic gold medals as a singles, 2 in doubles. Man, it's not even close, Skip. And that's no disrespect to Tiger because he's been fabulous. Barry Bonds was unbelievable. But as far as dominant over the last 20 years, she's 23-6 in finals. 23-6. Man, it's not even close.
You finished?
I'm done.
Good. So, back to Rob Parker's initial point. If we are talking about a 3-year window of dominance and not 20 years, if we're just talking about 3 years, it's a real close call between Barry Bonds and Tiger Woods. But I'm going to go with Rob on a 3-year window because I covered Barry Bonds in 2001.
You were there.
I was there all the way home. And it was the most unbelievable athletic feat I have ever witnessed because I know how hard it is to hit a baseball. And I know that Barry Bonds was the first hitter and the only hitter I've ever seen who actually had the advantage over the pitcher. No one's ever had that before, and he did. They were afraid to throw a strike to Barry Bonds because it was going to get blasted. You can have your PEDs if you want to, but I don't care. You still have to be able to do that.
And Skip, the pitchers were using PEDs
They
who
were.
were pitching to Barry.
Okay, so I'm going to throw that out. Forgive me. Some people are just offended, and they disqualify Barry just off the top.
Right.
But Barry Bonds, for 3 years, he dominated a sport in a way that it'll never be dominated again. I don't think we're ever going to see that again. And so did Tiger. I got to listen, those 3 years, that 99, 2000, 2001, that Tiger slam stretch, there was a lot of competition there, and he just brought everyone to their knees with high degree of difficulty because of the color of his skin. He had to deal with that. He had to deal with the negativity that surrounded him, even though the world was in awe immediately of Tiger Woods.
Remember Fuzzy Zeller and
but
all
he
those
had
guys
he had to deal with a lot of stuff along the way and just shrug it off and just keep on dropping putts from 10 feet and 12 feet and 15 and 20 feet. And his putting and his short game were the best I've ever seen for a 3-year stretch.
Yeah, but Serena, a lot of people have warmed up to Tiger. Serena's
No,
still having
no,
to deal with this.
That's true. I'll buy that.
Think about this. Serena has won a slam every year that she's played since 2007. The only year she didn't was 2011, and she missed 2. So think about that. Just imagine if a golfer won 1 major every year for a 10-year stretch.
Okay, now I got a nitpick.
Okay.
Because that's the only way to do this.
Go ahead.
My nitpick with Serena, and I'm in awe of what she has done for a long, sustained time.
Yes.
The degree of difficulty has not been great for her because her greatest rival, her greatest threat and challenge was her sister early.
Right.
Not after a while, because
Right.
she just broke through
Right.
and then her sister had no shot.
Right.
So she's now 7-2 against her sister. But in every one of these 23 majors that she's won, except for a couple of early ones against Venus, she's been favored. So she's done what we thought she'd do because the competition has been Martina Hingis or Jennifer Capriati or Justine Enna. You know, it's like, really? I mean, she's just way better than they are.
She was winning slams when she was unranked. She would go into the finals.
But that didn't last long.
But I'm saying she would be unranked and she would be favored to win because nobody could serve the Skip. She had the one thing that no woman has ever had. She has that serve. And she moves better than people give her credit for someone that size. We've never seen the kind of power and the kind of athleticism. You know, the lefty, Martina Navratilova. And you go back, if you want to go back, Virginia Wade and Court Smith, that was pre the open era. But you talk about, Skip, it's not even close. We talk about her biggest rival is Sharapova. Sharapova don't want no part of Serena.
Okay, but that's my point. You're making my point. I just don't think she's had a rival to bring out her greatest greatness.
That's what you do.
know?
You suppress them.
Okay.
There's no rival to Apple. There's no rival to Google. Because when you come so great at something, you suppress all others. They don't want to see her skip. I mean, think about it. It doesn't matter the surface. It's not like she won like Nadal's won like 10 clay court titles, 7 Wimbledons, 5 Australian Open, 5 U.S. Opens, 3 French titles. Oh, come on. Because back to early, people don't know this. Early on, all the majors were played on 2 surfaces. They were either played on grass or clay. The Australian Open and the U.S. Open used to be played on grass along with Wimbledon, but they changed it. And it doesn't matter. She's unskipped. And like you said, now if you want to look at but they said 20 years. Serena came on the scene after Tiger. And she has, 9 more majors, and 9 more, majors to slam.
She's definitely dissed on this list.
12 skip, but okay,
Skip,
you want to
no
go
doubt
Barry.
about it.
You want to go, so you want Tiger. But 12 skip.
12th is not.
12.
Okay, now I'm going to get to my bottom line.
Okay.
Somebody is going to have to make this case at this table, and it's going to have to be me. But that guy who's ranked 20th on that
I
list.
knew it. I knew he was going
You
there.
cannot be 20th on this list.
Why
because
not?
I can make the case. I'll give you the 3-year windows on Tiger and Barry, and I'll give you Serena. But if you want to go 18 years of sustained domination with the highest degree of difficulty, because we all agree the NFL is pretty tough, right? There is severe competition. And with not great teams and often not great weapons, Tom Brady has pulled off game-winning drives in 5 Super Bowls, late game-winning drives. One got canceled by Eli to Tyree, which is the luckiest Super Bowl play in history,
Would
but
you
it got
stop?
canceled. But he pulled it off. With 2 minutes left, Tom Brady hit Randy Moss for what I thought was going to be the game-winning touchdown. So he's done it 5 times. He's been to 7 Super Bowls over this 18-game stretch, and he's been to 12 AFC championship games. And just think about this. Tom Brady is 27-10 in the postseason. So on the ESPN list, guess who's number 3?
Peyton Manning, your guy.
Okay, yeah, my guy. So Peyton Manning wound up 14-13 in the postseason, and that counted 3 late wins in the last Super Bowl drive, right? So he barely got above 500 with 3 career-closing wins, including the Super Bowl. Tom Brady is 27-10. That's 27-14 wins. And just think about these things. On touchdown passes in the postseason, Tom Brady has 71. Second on the list is Joe Montana with 45. Game-winning drives, 11 for Tom Brady in the postseason to only 6 for John Elway. That's second. Okay, so he's almost doubled John Elway. And then how about just yards passing? It's 10,000 to 7,000, Brady over Peyton. I mean, he's crushing everybody in all the games that matter in the biggest sport in America over 18 years.
But
and you're ranking him 20th?
you're leaving out one thing. He's 0-2 against Eli Manning in Super Bowl. So there you go.
0-1 against a backup in Nick Foles.
Yeah, but
Skip up.
wait a second. Nick Foles put up 41 points on Bill Belichick's defense, while Tom Brady, in a Super Bowl loss, was throwing for a playoff record 505 yards.
Is it about points or yards?
Okay, but
it's
you
about
got
points.
Okay, points. Who scored the most points of a losing Super Bowl team?
Lowe's,
It's
you
not
got-
even close. 33 by Tom Brady last year.
I'm adding ginger tea to my menu of the L's.
Okay, 33. But he's only won 5 Super Bowls. That's a lot, right? And he should have won 6, except for David Tyree's.
How about this here? Serena Williams in singles, doubles, and mixed doubles is 42-6.
Okay, who's had the most competition, Tom Brady or Serena Williams? Over time, who's had the most competition?
She's beat the best of the best, the number
Okay,
one.
but-
Tom Brady's not always playing the number 1 seeds. Give me it happens.
And you got to remember his career.
You gotta win 6. You
He's
gotta-
played in the AFC least all those years.
but it wasn't
and all
the-
those bad teams.
Okay, the early Rex Ryan years were not least years. Those were really good
No, they
teams.
beat
Those
him.
were formidable
But-
defenses.
Yeah,
Mark
formidable
Sanchez
defense, but
beat
what
them.
about that offense?
Right.
What about that offense?
I don't know.
You see what
Pretty
happened
good.
when
It
he had to go
worked.
up against an offense?
Yeah.
Foles?
Oh, Foles. Well, he's
Oh,
your
them Foles.
he's your quarterback now. You
No,
got
no,
a
he's
big
not.
problem.
Carson,
Yeah.
You saw Carson Wentz on Instagram.
It looks good.
Oh, Insta.
Yeah. Nick Foles is really good.
Stop trying to make it something for
And
him.
Bill
Skip.
Belichick's defense was really bad.
About time.
And Malcolm Butler really, really didn't play one snap in the game. He really didn't play.
Now Tom Brady finally what it feels like to be Aaron Rodgers.
I was gonna say.
when you score 45
And your defense
gives
gives up
51.
50. Exactly.
Has Aaron Rodgers ever thrown for 505 in a playoff game?
No, he threw for 423 and 4 touchdowns and took
well,
the L. What about Peyton?
505?
Skip, they
Okay,
lost.
wait a second. Did Philly have a good defense? I think they had a really good
Yeah.
defense.
Whoa. So what about, see, did you see what you do? Now they didn't have no, all them times they held Atlanta. No points for like 20 minutes. What about even the championship game?
Right.
3 points in the second half.
Jacksonville.
Well, I need to, somebody explain the Brady hate. Is
No,
it
no.
resentment? Is it
No,
jealousy?
Skip, I agree. Skip,
Is it
you're
what?
not getting any argument from me. He should not be 20th.
Well, I'm getting an argument from him.
No, but I'm giving you, there's the load factor and there's the cheating factor. They look at everything and they say, look how lucky he's been.
Well,
Now, if
look,
they have
look,
scandals,
Right?
they
No,
give
could be
me
number one on the list.
disrespect, as we said, to the person that made this list, but it says it's backed by foolproof math.
Oh,
so
really?
if it's backed by foolproof math, then obviously, and I don't want to be the person to make this argument, but Floyd Mayweather is undefeated, 50-0, and he started his first fight in 1996.
Yeah.
So
So
wouldn't that fall
I'm not
into the
great at math, but
wouldn't
it
that fall
seems
into-
like
You
he
never-
would,
yeah,
he
you
would
never
be
lost.
the
Again,
undisputed
who did he
number
fight?
one.
Maybe they were projecting his UFC loss to
No,
Colorado.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be some other factor in
Yeah.
this other than foolproof math. And Michael Phelps and Kobe aren't on the list,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, come on now. Really?
Phelps, I was surprised.
Yeah, how Phelps, I mean, the dude got like 100 medals spanning 4 Olympics.
I don't know, maybe not enough people swim. I don't know what it is.
But, Dom, I mean, so it had to be American because what about Usain Bolt?
It-
should
well,
also
really, the
another
fair.
guy.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's on the list, but I mean, the only fair way to do this would be to do individual sport by sport. So there's obviously opinion.
Yeah,
involved.
they measured impact.
No,
also.
you could do a list. This list is wrong. I mean, it's plain and simple.
We gonna
Tiger
go-
Woods is wrong. It's a wrong choice.
Yeah.
They botched it. I don't know what they're living in the past, this guy. Maybe he woke up and it was 10 years ago and he just...
Rob, we're going to try to get Tiger on for the interview, so stop bashing. Tiger should be number 1.
Is that it? You trying to
Yeah,
get Tiger
yeah,
on?
we're trying
Good
to
luck
get-
with that.
I don't think it's a diss to say that he's not the most dominant
No,
athlete over
Serena.
the last 20 years.
Rena.
Although the
Rena.
most egregious list, in my opinion, that came out today was Shannon Sharp at number 23 at the top 25 HBCU athletes of all time.
How could you
What?
be that low?
Only
There's
23?
there's 22 higher?
What?
Yeah.
Jerry Rice is in
Jerry
there.
Rice is higher.
like 6.
Right. I get Jerry
No,
Rice.
he's third.
Who's Steve McNair? Is he in that?
Yeah, they got him in front of me.
Doug Williams is number 1.
Doug Williams won a Super Bowl, first black quarterback to win a Super
won
Bowl.
3.
I want Jerry. What about Jerry? Jerry got
Doug
every
Williams-
record for the receiver. Skip.
What did Doug Williams do when he that second quarter
Yeah,
and that Super Bowl
But
was?
wait
Jerry's
a second.
5.
Wait, he beat a Denver team without Shannon Sharp.
Yeah,
That it?
they had me out of cook. Out of cook.
No mercy.
Johnny Manziel is back, kind of. Manziel threw 38 passes yesterday at the University of San Diego Pro Day. 13 NFL teams were there to watch, even though Johnny last played in a game over 2 years ago. Yesterday, he addressed his past and a possible comeback. Let's take a listen.
I know I've rubbed people the wrong way. I know there's people that, still doubt what I'm doing and still doubt where I'm at, because for me, I've had spurts in the past of being good. I've had spurts in the past of, showing promise and like I'm on the right path, and then right when I think I get there, something else happens, and it's like kind of the pattern that's been in the past couple years of my life, especially since college. So for me, the key right now is just be consistent and continue to do what I'm doing day in and day out. And hopefully after, a year of solid, behavior, of solid workout regimen over the last year, now transferring into the 3 months of this year, I feel like if I can parlay in that into enough months and enough time, people will be able to buy into that and be able to trust what I'm doing again, and that I'm not just trying to, pull a fast one to try and get back in the NFL. I feel like I've genuinely got a right team around me and the right people around me and a wife that cares about me and loves me enough to save me from myself, because at the end of the day, I feel like that's the only person that I really need saving from.
We're joined by Rob Parker. Welcome, Rob.
What's happening? Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. Starting this Sunday night, you can hear Rob on Fox Sports Radio
Whoa.
with our very own Chris Broussard, who was just on with us. Congrats, Rob.
Thank
Way
you
to go,
very
you
much.
have arrived.
I don't know about that yet. The odd couple starts 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern on Fox Sports Radio, Sirius Channel 83, the iHeartRadio app. And, Chris and I, this is great. We've never really worked together. Have done a lot of stuff together, but never been on a show together like this on a consistent basis.
So good. You get extra money to pay me off.
I'll pay you off. And our first guest, are you ready for this? For our first show, Tracy Morgan, who has a new TV show coming up on TBS, and he's a big NBA fan.
Yes,
he
we're
is.
excited.
Well, congrats. We will check that out. Does Manziel deserve a shot in the NFL?
Skip, this is for you.
No way.
No, wrong. Yes way, yes how.
Really?
Absolutely.
I'm shocked.
This country is about second chances. Now, unfortunately, no, I agree, because I'm going to get there to you. It should be for everybody, but the history of this country is that people do have a chance for a second opportunity when things don't go right the first time. So Johnny Manziel, if he's sober and healthy and clean and is doing the right things and putting in the work and not expecting to get something because of his past, I'm all in for that. And all we need to do is look on that same team that had Johnny Manziel, the Cleveland Browns, and there's a guy named Josh Gordon playing there right now who I think failed more tests than I did at Southern Connecticut. I mean, he's had drugs, alcohol, all kinds of issues. He's playing in the NFL.
By the way, Johnny and Josh lived together for 6 months here in West Hollywood about a year and a half ago. But go ahead. Yeah.
But one guy's still in the league.
You're right.
Because he can play. So all I'm saying is Johnny Manziel deserves that. It's a redemption thing. He has to prove to people that he has changed his ways. He's not that guy. He's not going to slip up. He's not going to take the opportunity take advantage of another opportunity. But you know this in your league. So many guys, what do they call the National Football League, the National NFL, National Felon League. There's so many guys who have done so many bad things who are still playing football. So I believe Johnny Manziel, if he can, stay healthy, stay clean, deserves that chance. And you're right. The other thing about the NFL that I don't like is that it's not about everybody getting a second chance. And they shouldn't take the people who protested and use them and not allow them to work and get a job.
Because those guys are viewed in a more negative light than, say, somebody that abused an animal or abused a woman or got a DUI or arrested for, we've seen people that literally kill somebody, charged, and come back and play in the NFL. And then the guy gets another DUI and still plays in the league again. So we've seen things like this happen. And the problem that I have, we saying we deserve a second chance. Well, Colin Kaepernick doesn't deserve a second chance. Hell, he on his first one because he ain't do anything. So what he did had nothing to do. But I agree with you. I have no problem. If Johnny's clean, if Johnny can do the job, give him an opportunity. I got no problem with that. My thing is that we've heard him say this before. We've heard other guys say this before. And for some reason, they just can't keep it clean. But, hey, I give him a second chance. Hey, he messed up. He did what he did in Cleveland. I thought that was a bad fit. He was very immature, but you knew that coming in. And the problem that I have with guys like Johnny is that they don't realize the effect or the harm that they do to the coaches because his behavior because he wasn't what he was supposed to be, cost people their jobs. If you want to get out there and act a fool on your time, okay, do that. Because then you don't do anything but
you do damage to a lot of other lives.
Right. But when you do what you did and it cost someone their job, and I fought the owner because they weren't going to take him. They didn't want him. But when the owner's sitting in there and says, hey, I want y'all to take him.
But Shannon, by the time he got to Cleveland, trust me, he was not making coherent, rational decisions. He had substance abuse, deep, dark issues. And God bless him, I hope
you should have called Cleveland and told him.
Well, is that what you're supposed to do?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Pick up the hotline.
If it had been San Antonio, you would have.
I have known Johnny Manziel from the start of all this, from the Johnny football start, and I feel like I have given him 5 or 6 chances. And I feel like I have swallowed his Eddie Haskell phony baloney again and again and again. And I found myself last night, after I watched the video of him throwing to 2 kids at the University of San Diego, I start thinking, maybe. And I'm falling, nope, you're falling back into the Johnny football trap. And I'm sorry, I loved him so much coming out of College Station because he was legendary in college football. He went down and beat St. Nick's defense in Tuscaloosa and came back to start the next year and threw for 464 yards and put up 42 points with 5 touchdown passes on St. Nick's defense. In that second year against Dak's team, Mississippi State, Johnny threw for 456 yards and 5 touchdowns. And against my Oklahoma Sooners at the end of his Heisman winning year in the Cotton Bowl, he ran for 229 yards. That's impossible what he was doing as a playmaker. He could project. He could play. I don't know how many NFL people told me, man, I'm taking him high. And John Gruden plunged all the way to, if I'm Houston, I'm taking him. And I seconded that emotion because it was the poor, pitiful Houston Texans about, 60 miles down the road from College Station. And they were stuck with Matt Schaub and Case Keenum at that point as their backup and TJ Yates. And I thought, Johnny Football does Houston? It's perfect. And you know the rest of the story. But I kept saying on television, if the alcohol becomes a bigger problem than I think it is right now, I am out. And I was out quickly because alcohol led to other things. And you want to talk about down and out, those pictures we saw in the spring of 2016 of him, just wasted away. He just looked about as pathetic as I've ever seen any, what I thought first-round draft pick look like that, just literally go up in smoke. And now, God bless him, he got married and he said, I'm dealing with my bipolar issues. And the judge dropped the charges of domestic violence because he went through the anger management, blah, blah, blah. And then he went through a substance abuse NFL sanctioned program and he went to rehab and he's cleared. I'm still not sure that the commissioner has cleared him completely to play in the National Football League.
But I think you have to, I think even when they suspend you, they can test you up to 10 times a month.
He got suspended, quote unquote, for 4 games of a season he didn't play.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. So that would probably kick in if he were to lose.
He would have to. My thing is, Johnny Manziel ability is what it is.
Yep.
I don't believe he's gotten any better. I don't see how you get better without playing.
How do you not get worse?
Exactly.
For 2 years. You know what happens when you don't play for 2 years?
It's just like with any skill.
Yeah.
I mean, even doctors have to go get refresher courses. No matter what you do, you go back and get refresher courses.
Yep.
But he's the exact same height at the combine.
He is.
And so this is about off the field skill.
Yep.
This is what this is about. Now, he says he's changed his behavior. Okay. I guess you have to take him at his word, Skip, because there's no way for us to know now.
Until he proves that he hasn't changed. I mean,
you know what his biggest addiction was? It was to Johnny Kardashian because he became the it kid, man.
Yeah.
He was more famous in the clubs than he was on the football field.
But Skip, you had celebrities taking pictures with a college kid. I mean, he with Drake and all these guys. He's jet setting all over.
Drake loved him. Yeah. Odell loved him. They want to hang with him. Josh Gordon wants to hang. Everybody wants to hang with Johnny in the club. He's fun to be around.
But can you see where he would be like looking at the Josh Gordon situation and going, Josh has been through the ringer and failed multiple tests. And he's still playing.
Josh also showed in the NFL that he is a great.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. I don't think we got to see.
But
I don't think we got to see Johnny yet.
No.
In order to be able to say he can't do it, it's not like Tebow where you got to look at him and you could say, okay, he's not. He doesn't have what it makes.
What about? Can we say that about Cap?
I'm with you on the Cap.
What are we gonna say about him?
Nothing. Cap.
Well, yeah, I mean,
we all agree with that.
I very much agree with second chances and believe in them wholeheartedly. It's just very hard to champion for a second chance in this situation when you've got Colin Kaepernick, who's far more proven than Johnny Manziel. Not even getting meetings, and then you've got Eric Reed, who's proven himself as well without a job. So it's like.
And Skip, you know better than anybody. I'm a man of second chances.
You are.
Yes, I am.
Yes, sir.
And I'm very happy for a second chance. And you take that second chance and you can run with it when people give you that option.
That's true.
No mercy.
The New York Giants have traded Jason Pierre-Paul to the Bucks. There are also draft picks involved. JPP had 8.5 sacks last season. We're joined by Hall of Famer Rod Woodson. Rod, welcome back.
Well, thanks for having me back. It's good to be here.
First, Shannon, what's your reaction?
I'm surprised. He's 29, $12.5 million cap hit. That's not a lot of money for someone that was as productive as he was. Now maybe the possibility that the Giants are going to be more of a 3-4 team as opposed to a 4-3 made it a lot easier to move on from JPP. Who knows? Maybe this is trying to clear some cap space for Odell, because you're going to have to do something with him. I'm sure he wants a new contract. So that's really the only thing I can think about, because I thought he played really well. Given what he's gone through over the last 2 years, learning how to play with 4 fingers, I think he's done an unbelievable job, Skip. I really do. And I'm surprised by this move.
Fire away.
You know, I'm surprised too, because I think I agree with you. I think they're moving on because they think he cannot play a 5 technique in a 3-4
Right.
outside of a defensive end. He's in a 6-7 technique outside.
Right.
What really benefits him.
Right.
I mean, he's going to play with McCoy
Right.
with the Bucks. They were dead last in sacks last year. So it's going to help this guy individually,
Right.
and it's going to help that football team down south. But I think as the Giants themselves, you think about since 2008 to 2013, there's no more players on their roster, excuse me. And so I'm thinking they're clearing cap space for Odell.
Yeah.
Odell, we know Odell loves to be that rock star. He's a great player. He's known internationally, and he wants that money.
Yeah.
And I think the way you move that cap space is take some of those older players, the 30, it used to be 30 years old when they got rid of players.
Yeah.
29 is the new 30.
Yeah.
So they're starting to move players at 29 nowadays.
As usual, I got to speak as a Cowboy fan.
You glad?
I was glad. Because every game against the Giants, he scares me, JPP, because he can wreak havoc.
Yeah.
When he gets flying around the end, all of a sudden, he disrupts. He is difficult to game plan and difficult to sort of nullify. And he will really help that Tampa defense.
Yeah.
And he's going to, somewhere Cam and Breeze and Matt Ryan are saying, oh, God, we're going to deal with another guy. And the Giants will take a step back at that position, but the reports are, and I'm sure the way they're going is, they like Bradley Chubb out of North Carolina State, who's the new apple of everybody's combine eye because he tests great. Myles Garrett last year, I didn't love him because I watched a bunch of A&M games and I just couldn't see him jump off my screen.
Right.
He did some good things for Cleveland, but not great things. And I watched 3 North Carolina State games. I'm just watching television, but I like to see if a guy's going to be that guy, the second pick in the draft, even when you're watching television, you should be sitting back saying, wow, God, look at that guy. I didn't. I watched him against Louisville, North Carolina State, and then they went to Notre Dame, and then they played at Clemson. He just didn't leap where you're saying, oh, I see that guy.
He's special.
Yeah, he's special. I don't know. But then he goes to the combine and he runs 4.6 at 269 pounds, which is tremendous.
bookie.
You know?
That's moving. That's moving
No,
to
I
that
mean,
side.
that's great. But does that mean you're a dominant defensive end? I don't know. But I'm pretty sure they're going to go that direction, which means the Jets are going to take, we're thinking Darnold's obviously going to Cleveland.
Yes.
And the Jets are going to take a quarterback. I think it's going to be Baker Mayfield. Do you think it could be whatever, Josh Allen, Josh Rose? It could be any of those three. And all of a sudden, Cleveland is going to get Saquon. And so Cleveland's going to come away with Darnold and Saquon. That's a draft to me.
It's some good picks.
Right?
It is some good picks.
But didn't they sign Carlos Hyde? I mean, didn't they? I mean, but
Carlos Hyde is not he is an every down back, but he's not going to be that back that's going to take your franchise to the next level.
right. Okay.
You know, so when you look at Pierre-Paul, when new coaching staffs come in, they have no ties to any of the players that are on that roster.
Right.
It's a new GM too.
He's a
There's
new
no
GM.
ties to any draft picks. So you're going to move on to what you believe is not going to help you and try to bring in some new blood. Right. And you got to think, you're going to a 3-4. You got Eli Manning. Is Eli Manning going to be there? Do they take a quarterback? Do they take a defensive end? Do they take a running back? I mean, where do you go? I mean, who's their backup quarterback for the New York Giants? Who's their future? If Odell's there and he's the highest paid receiver, who's throwing the ball to him? Eli? Forever?
I mean, I don't know what they saw. For them to make that move where they bench him and the ownership says, well, you need to get these other guys ready to play, and they make that move because it's
to Geno, not to Webb.
Yeah.
We know what Geno can do.
Yeah.
It was the Webb. And now, I'm glad they did it because they played us that week.
That's
They played us that week. We said we're going to play against Geno, not Eli. Okay, well, thank you. We appreciate it.
Yeah, exactly.
But that was a head scratcher even for us in the building in Oakland.
Right. And that's the thing. But for Eli to play, and Eli could have made this a lot easier on the Giants had he just played better. But it's hard for me to believe that a quarterback can. I mean, we saw now Kurt had some down years at the Rams, and that's why they let him go. Had he was the bridge guy between Eli, and then he went to the Cardinals, and then poof. So Eli might have this resurgence, but man, not from what I've seen the last couple of years, Skip.
JPP could be a little difficult to handle, a little difficult to coach, a little tough in the locker room. So maybe Gettleman, the new GM, is trying to clear the decks, change the culture, as they say. They're going to stick with Eli, but they're just going to try to change. And again, I'm with you. $12 million.
That's not
to
a
me,
lot.
that's a pretty good buy for JPP.
That's not a lot of money for a guy that gave you 8.5 sacks.
And he can. I believe he could play a 5 technique.
I do.
In a 3-4, but they believe that he's not suited for it. And for JPP himself, it's better suited for him to go to the Bucs because he has better players around him for him to get to the quarterback.
Yeah, and the thing is, the 5 technique you need to lock out. Well, if you ain't got no thumb, it's kind of hard for you to lock out with just 4. I mean, they factor all that in because that's what a 5 technique is mainly. In that defense, you got to lock that tackle down, and because you play in 2 gaps, you got to shed one way, shed the other. But he got 8.5 sacks with those 4 fingers, so I believe he could adapt and learn how to lock out. But hey, 4-3. Get to the quarterback. This is really much. He's suited better for a 4-3 as opposed to a 3-4. But I believe he could play a DN in the 3-4 defense.
So the NFC East has come down to a 2-team race next year. It's just Cowboys and Eagles with the Cowboys.
They have
a little edge.
No, they don't.
They have an edge over the Eagles.
Sure,
because the Eagles. You're a Cowboy fan, but
I know,
getting Michael Bennett, that's unfair.
They got a Lodi Nada on top of all. They got, but guess who else they have? They got Nick Foles. They got a quarterback quandary.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
No. Walk it to him.
No.
Walk it to him.
What are you going to do with Foles?
We're going to do what he was doing. What did he start last year? On the bench.
On the back. He's a backup.
Yeah. Wait until Carson Wentz throws his first interception.
I don't care if he
and
throws
listen
10.
to him boo.
Listen
to him. We want Foles. We want Foles. And we in Dallas
you
want
can have
Foles, too.
And if he's not careful, he'll be right up there with him in the stands chanting, we want Foles. We want Foles.
No mercy.
There was some good and some bad for Lonzo Ball last night. Let's start with the bad stuff. He got rejected by Anthony Davis and missed 11 of his 12 attempts from three-point range. He also missed a 3 with under 20 seconds left that would have given the Lakers the lead. As far as the good stuff, he did have 13 rebounds and 9 assists. After the game, Luke Walton defended his point guard. Take a listen.
I want a point guard that's got the courage to step up and take those, even after missing a few. None of those were forced. They were open threes and rhythm. He's very capable of doing it, and he's not a selfish player, but I'm happy that he continued to show the courage that it takes to succeed in this league.
Does that rattle you a little bit when you see a team just completely disrespect your shot like that?
No. I mean, it should play into our favor. It was a wide open shot. I should be making them. Like I said, the shots I'm getting, I like them. Been hitting them my whole life. A little frustrated not going in though.
Shannon, how concerned should the Lakers be about Lonzo?
Luke, do you realize why they're leaving Lonzo wide open? There's a reason. You don't leave. You, Luke Walton, and Skip Bayless, you need to get through your heads. Lonzo Ball isn't a scorer. He isn't a shooter. He's a facilitator. Now, this hot streak that he was on, he's come back down to earth. He's what he's been. He's shooting 30% from the floor. No, 35% from the floor. 30% from 3, 46% from the free throw line. The thing is, what would help him, Skip, instead of just launching those threes, because he was 0 for 10 on his last 10 threes, he was 0 for. He missed his first one, made the second one, and then went 0 for. 1 for 12. Now,
throw in fourth quarter, 0 for 5.
I already talked about that because he had been bad the whole while, so I already knew what he go.
You should say what matters the most. 0 for 5 in the fourth quarter when the game's nip-tuck.
I already knew because I hadn't seen him take over any fourth quarters this year. So why would I?
That you just made the wrongest statement you've
made.
We're not. That's a false statement.
I'm not going back to Phoenix.
That's false.
I'm not going back to Phoenix.
Well, no. Did you see San Antonio at San Antonio? He made 3 late threes in the last 2 minutes. Luke brought it up in his press conference after the game last night, went on and on. Did you see San Antonio? And Luke made the point that in late game situations, as Luke called it, winning time, he has, quote unquote, I'm quoting Luke after the game, he has consistently elevated his game. Go ahead. So don't misspeak on that.
I once found $4 in my cushion couch.
Okay, well, don't misspeak.
So-
Just get the facts straight, and then I'm with you.
So hold on.
Get your facts straight.
You gonna take one game?
No, I've got 7 or 8 late games where he's taken over late.
First of all, he's the third best player on their team right now. Julius Randle and Kyle Kuzma are way better, but that's neither here nor there. He's not a scorer. He's not a shooter. And he's afraid to drive the ball to the basket because he doesn't want to go to the free throw line. Now, normally, a scorer would he wants to see the ball go in. And so instead of just jacking up threes or shooting the ball when he's missing, he drives the ball, get fouled, goes to the free throw line, sees it goes in one time, I'm good. But he can't. Lonzo Ball has played 45 games this year. He shot 65 free throws, basically a little over 1 per game. And when he goes, he's only making about 0.5 of those. So
48%.
46, but that's neither here nor there.
48 is what I got.
Well, you're wrong. Your eye's bad. But anyway, that's an 8. That's a 6 instead of an 8. But go ahead. But anyway.
Let me have your glasses.
No, you ain't getting these glasses. They're medically approved for me.
I had my Mr. Magoo glasses.
I bet you do. But at some point, hold on. And then you're telling me, well, Lonzo plays great defense. Rajon Rondo had 24 points, 10 assists. True Holiday had 26 and 6. Now, which one did Lonzo Ball guard, Skip? That's what I need to know. Rajon Rondo had 24 and 10. Was he guarding him or was he guarding Holiday? Because at 6'7", Rajon Rondo's about 6'2". True Holidays might be a little shorter than that. So which one was he guarding? So not only has he, and you love to say at plus minus, played 44 minutes. He played all those minutes and gave you 6 points. He only had 6 more points than me. Played 44 minutes.
Interesting.
Yeah, very. Very.
Look at those plus minuses. They're
very misleading because James Harden.
Oh, well, your guys who are so much better than Lonzo, they had worse plus minuses than Lonzo. But go ahead.
Hold up. Julius Randle played 35 minutes. He was 9 of 16. 23 and 10. That's what he's been averaging. 23. Julius Randle's a 20-10 player. We know what Kyle Kuzma is.
Kyle Kuzma was minus 12 last night. Lonzo minus 2. Anyway, go ahead.
22. Like I said, it's kind of like QBR. There's so many factors. I don't really know how they get to it. Because James Harden had 42 and 10, and he was minus 6. I don't know how they get that. LeBron James having triple dubs, he's minus 4 or 5. I don't know how we. But that's
what was James Harden from 3 last night? I'm just curious. Like 0 for.
Hold on. I know. Skip Bayless.
0 for 8.
Skip Bayless. You're going to look at me with a straight face.
It happens.
And you're going to go walk up in the church on Sunday and just compare Lonzo Ball to James Harden.
It happens. I'm about to compare him to Kobe Bryant, but keep going.
I'm done. I don't even want to talk no more.
Okay. Are you finished?
Yeah, I'm finished. You talk about Kobe Bryant.
Speaking of Kobe Bryant, do you remember how Kobe finished his rookie year?
I do. Airballing in Utah.
Airball. Not 1, not 2, not 3. I sound like LeBron. 4. Kobe Bryant in the last 2 minutes of the closeout game against the Utah Jazz in the playoffs of his rookie year shot 4 straight air balls, nothing but air, in the closeout game with a chance with the game on the line. That's how his season ended. He was 6 of 23 from 3 in his the playoff games they played. I think it was 9 playoff games. 6 of 23. 3-point shot wasn't that valued at that point. But all the talk around the country, all the talk show talk was, Kobe Bryant can't shoot a lick. They got to do something about this. And what happened after that? Help me out. Did he turn out okay?
Kobe turned out great, but when Kobe's shot wasn't falling as he progressed, what could he do, Skip Bayless?
He could take it to the rack.
Yeah.
And that's the one point I 1,000% agree with you on.
The only one, huh?
The one point is the real demons aren't from the 3-point line. They're from the free throw line. And the problem is he is so spooked by, I don't want to go stand there and have to shoot those free throws. He tried 2 last night, actually made the first one, and the second one was close to being an air ball.
Ooh.
Yeah. So he's got such free throw demons that on a night where the 3-point shot doesn't fall immediately, what do you do then? You start to let's take advantage of this or that. Let's get the ball in the lane. Let's start to get to the free throw line.
Yes.
And maybe if I can make some free throws, it will feel good to me to the point that maybe I can make a 3 here or there, and then I'll start to get back in rhythm.
You're correct.
Boom. Nothing. He will not enter the lane because he's afraid, to me, to go to the free throw line. That's a bad combination right there, because if the threes don't fall, you got big problems. So what have we just seen? The Lonzo roller coaster is rising and falling at historical rates, because he went for 16 games around the All-Star break in which he wasn't just a good three-point shooter, he was the best three-point shooter in all of basketball. 59% over that stretch. And now he has gone for 7 games in which he is the absolute worst three-point shooter in basketball. How do you reconcile the two? Which is it? And as Lonzo keeps saying, I've been making him my whole life. If you know his AAU reputation, if you talk to people like Eddie House who saw him play AAU basketball, he was known as a dead-eye clutch shooter from the three-point line. And I'm going to say it again. He made 41% at UCLA. The line's a little closer. I will give you that. Closer. But if you see a 16-game sample size as a rookie in which he leads the league over those 16 games in three-point shooting, you have to step back and say, that's interesting. Maybe there is something here.
No, you don't.
Well, you do. Why not?
Because.
Oh, you think 16 games are an aberration?
Yeah.
I don't think 16. If you told me 1 or 2, I'd give you that.
Well, what am I supposed to do about the 30 games before that 16-game stretch? Is that an aberration?
Well, I've told you, I'm going to give him a little bit of a pass because Daddy drew the biggest target on number one son's
He said
back.
Daddy don't bother him.
Well, okay, well, what's he going to say?
I
Daddy
don't know
bothers me? You want him to say Daddy bothers you? He's not going to say that publicly.
How about this? Don't say anything. Just go out there and make them shots. How about that? You keep telling me, he's 41%. The Lakers are not going to play their home games in Poly Pavilion.
No, they're not.
Okay.
So last night, once again, good news, bad news. What was the good news? He led all players on both teams with 13 rebounds. He's a point guard, and he got 13 rebounds. He had 3 more than Julius. He had 4 more than Anthony Davis. How does that happen, Shannon? Explain that to me.
Because you know how it happened? Because he missed 15 shots. He got 7 of his own misses.
Oh, I don't think he got any.
Yeah, that's how I'm talking about that right there, Joy. No, I think I'm right.
No. So last night he also had 9 assists. So if he just made a couple of threes, and obviously he won 1 for 12, but if he just made a couple, we're in triple-double territory, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but no. So Lonzo Ball leads the Lakers in defensive rebounding. He's tied with Julius Randle. They're virtually tied. But so that's pretty great, wouldn't you say? And for much of the year, he led them in total rebounds. Yeah, and he leads them, obviously, in assists, and he leads them in steals. And last night, he blocked 2 shots, and he's second on the team in blocks. So he is just stuffing the stat sheet everywhere but what you fixate on, which is three-point shooting to start with, and then points
He ain't
next.
stuffing that stat sheet in them dubs.
Well, I don't know. They've been playing pretty well. And last night, they were playing really well to the end.
Joy.
And obviously, it came down to he's got to make a three-point shot. But you know what
Luke
Luke said? What did Luke say after the game? I watched the whole press conference here on L.A. local TV.
Yeah, what did he say?
And he said the main reason we lost wasn't, he said, obviously, it would have helped if Lonzo had made a couple threes late.
Yeah, you think?
He said, we gave up 80 points in the paint. That's kind of hard to do, 80 points in the paint. And Luke also made the point that they scored 125 points. So with Lonzo playing all those minutes and they scored 125, is the offense broke? No.
No, because you got Kyle Kuzma got 22. Julius got 23. Brooke Lopez, 23. Caldwell Pope, 28. And then you get down here last but not least.
Okay, and this goes right over your head. Here's what I love about Lonzo Ball.
What you love?
He is not afraid. You want to talk about guts and backbone? So he's having a nightmare of a night. And what does he do on the last shot of the game? The key shot of the game? Could we see this? Do you realize he gives it up to Brooke Lopez, who gives it right back to Lonzo because there's a switch and he's got Anthony Davis on him? What was he doing? You see this right here? Lonzo clapped for the basketball. He's clapping like, give it back to me. That's guts. That's why Luke, his first comment out of his mouth was about, I want my point guard to have the courage to keep shooting. That's guts, Shannon. I'm sorry.
Joe, if I had Brooke Lopez, when he passed me that ball, he clapping.
Yeah.
Get out of here. You don't miss out. I ain't giving you no ball. I'm going to let it go.
Yeah.
Take it.
He's made a bunch of late ones, so they're just saying, okay, we believe in you. We'll give you a shot.
The dude is 7 of 48 from the three-point line over his last 7 games.
I just said that. I just said that.
15% skill? What am I supposed to do with that?
And for 16 games, he was the hottest three-point shooter in all of basketball. And against the Spurs in San Antonio, arguably the best defensive team in basketball, he made 3 in the last 2 minutes to win the game. So have you seen it before?
And for 28 games from the three-point line, he's what the elephant left on the showground. Okay. So what am I supposed to do with that? So I got to...
That's what you're supposed to do.
I wish I might.
Yeah.
Let me ask you.
You like it?
You're not going to...
Clapping for the ball.
I ain't
Give it back to me.
I ain't throwing it to you.
That's guts.
You can clap all you want.
Love that.
Yeah, I was like, who walked in? Jay-Z must be walked in and sat down. Because that's what he clapping for. Because you not about to get this ball thrown up all these bricks. There's a reason. Why do you think Anthony Davis stayed in the lane? Anthony Davis didn't run out there because you remember, you criticized LeBron because he ain't run out there and run Van Fleet off the three-point line.
Run him off the line. He just let him stand out there.
What did Anthony Davis do? Look at it.
Well,
look at it.
There.
Hey, no, he was there. What?
You got the wrong guy. Look at Drew Holiday in the fourth quarter. He's basically just saying, "I ain't guarding you."
Exactly. And you study shooting. Anthony Davis, one of the premier defenders, like, I wish I might go out there because he said, what's going to happen? I know you're going to miss it. I'm probably going to tip it in. I'll block part of it and to go in because I already know you're going to clank it.
Well,
So,
you realize all year long, Lonzo Ball has been in the top 20 of individual defensive win shares. I don't know. I forgot to look before the show. He's probably in 15, somewhere in that range.
I know.
And that guy, LeBron James, that born, what was it, 1980?
You know, LeBron Raymond, not to be confused with the group,
well,
the
number
Ramones.
you need to know about Ramon right now is that he is 355th in defensive win shares. He's not playing any defense. Lonzo is a very disruptive
If you don't mind me
defender.
asking, where's Rajon Rondo in offensive win share? Because I know he cooked Lonzo Ball last night.
He was hot.
Nah,
He had a hot hand. He can't shoot a lick.
Yeah, and cooked him. Your defensive stopper. Oh, he long. He blocking shots. Like, show that. Hey, I don't know if we had it. No, good and well, we got anything that Lonzo done good. We got. I don't know if we have it right here, but he gonna turn and face the monitor like, I don't know if we got it. You know we got it.
Do we have it?
No, we ain't got it. I made sure I pulled it out. Healy tried to sneak it in there.
Which one do you want? Anthony Davis blocking
No,
Lonzo?
Anthony Davis.
Got him. He got him good. And it's because Lonzo gets to the rim and it's like, uh-oh. Am I going to get fouled?
Whoa, he can't finish above the rim. He's 6'7".
No, I mean, he can block. He blocked 2 shots last night.
Oh! What is that?
Well, there you go.
What is that, Skip?
Well, that's the best shot blocker in basketball, maybe?
How much you want to bet he won't try Bron?
Who?
Anthony Davis.
Try him?
Try him.
You mean Bron try Anthony? That's the question. Would Bron try Anthony?
Well, we about to find out in a couple of days.
Are we?
So the Pelicans come there. So you telling me LeBron gonna come to the lane and Anthony Davis gonna try it?
No mercy.
The Cavs have won 3 straight, and LeBron is playing some of the best basketball of his career. But Paul Pierce said on ESPN this week that if the Cavs have to play the Sixers in the first round, it's, quote, not a gimme, and Cleveland could lose that series. Right now, the Cavs are the 3rd seed in the East, and the Sixers are the 4th seed. Shannon, would the Sixers be any threat to the Cavs?
Bet money, Paul Pierce.
He never went that far. He never said
Exactly.
they're going to upset them. You know?
Hey, Joy, I actually thought the Eagles were going to beat the Patriots, but I wasn't going to put no money down on something that meant something to me. I wasn't going to Vegas.
What did you say?
What?
Yeah, I thought they could beat them. Yeah,
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
What planet?
Just because I picked them didn't mean hold on. Did he say they can beat them? He said they had a chance. They have a chance. That's what I'm saying.
Shannon, that's not how picks work. You pick the team you think is going to win.
No.
You said the Patriots were going to beat them.
No, I'm saying I felt the Eagles could beat them, but I wasn't willing to bet any amount of money that meant something to me on it. You can say anything, but when Kevin Love come back, remember now, when they beat them last time, the Cavaliers are 2-1 against the Sixers. No Kevin Love, no JR, and this roster wasn't like what it is now. There is first of all, let's go back. LeBron James has not lost a first-round game since 2012. He has never, ever in his long-legged life, and he's 6'9", so he got long legs.
280. Yeah.
Long legs.
Yep.
Never, ever lost a first-round series. Now, I know an all-time great that's on Mount Rushmore that lost a bunch of first-round series. You know him, Skip. I think you covered him for a number of years. You know who I'm talking about?
Wait, did Michael Jordan ever wait, did he ever get swept in the finals?
I didn't call call his name.
Swept in the finals?
I didn't call his name.
Did Michael Jordan
Why
get
would you
swept
do that?
in the NBA Finals?
Why would you do
Did
that to Michael?
LeBron James get swept in the NBA Finals?
He got swept out of the first round for a number of years.
When Michael Jordan played in the East, it was beastly.
Hold on.
Beastly.
God's supposed to be able to beat everybody. What you mean? You mean to tell me God couldn't beat old slow Larry Bird and old knock-knee Kevin McHale?
Wait, you mean the Larry Bird who's better than
Yeah.
LeBron James?
They say
right,
Kevin
that guy?
McHale was so knock-knee joy, they called him kickstand. That's what they called him, just touch it. Cooking Michael Jordan.
Is he in the Hall of Fame?
I don't care.
Yeah.
But we ain't talking about that, Skip Bayless. No, they could not. I get it. Joel Embiid is great. Looks like he's heading in the right direction. Ben Simmons played phenomenal. But you and I both know it's going to be a sweep. A melee sweep. You know, I got one of those good vacuum cleaners like they have in the hotel. Pick up, that thing, great.
Really?
Yeah, I got one. That's the kind LeBron going to bring with him because they will have home court. They would win there too and then go on up to Philadelphia and take care of business while eating cheese steaks. Yeah, you know it and I know it.
All I know for sure, this is in my point of view, that Philly right now would pose a much bigger threat to Cleveland than Toronto would. That's what I think. Because Philly is serious business. Philly is coming. Maybe they haven't arrived yet. But I believe that Philly, if in fact they met the Cavaliers in the postseason, I believe it would be a 7-game series. I believe it would. And I believe Toronto would at least get gentlemen swept. It would be 4-1.
4-2.
Maybe 4-2. I might.
We're
get
going
it
for
done.
ratings.
Yeah,
we got to play this out. We got to play
King,
this out.
he needs another night out.
You see that right there? Skip? You see that 2-3 and that 0?
Yeah.
When love is in the air,
Yeah.
you know what's going to happen. Now, Joel Embiid is a monster. We have no answer for him. But as great as Joel Embiid has played this year and how great he might be moving forward, you know, name the series in which LeBron James has stepped on the court in the last 12 years. He was not the best player on the court.
Well, all I know is that the Sixers in their last 23 games are 17-6. That's since the start of February.
Yeah.
That's the 5th best record in all of the NBA, but it's the 2nd best record to Toronto in the East, and it's much better than LeBron and company.
We don't worry about
And
records, Skip.
I got it. But to your point, and I know you were a little shorthanded that night, but on March the 1st, Philly visited the King's Palace, right?
Yeah.
And what happened?
Philly won.
Philly happened. That's
Yeah.
what happened. 108-97 happened. And J.J. Redick had a hot hand. He was 4-7 from 3 and
Yeah.
scored 22. And Embiid went 17-14. And Ben Simmons went 18, 9, and 8.
They had like 6 guys in double figures.
Saric was good that night.
Remember like it was yesterday. LeBron had like a 38-9 after he came off that triple-double when he had played them up there early in the year.
Yep.
But he didn't have old Love.
He didn't have
He didn't have his sidekick. Now, when Kevin Love come back, we got a definitive number 2. There is no question who's the number 2 option. We know who it is.
Yep.
So it's going down, picking up all that.
So, from 3 this whole season, J.J. Redick is shooting 41%, and little T.J. McConnell is shooting 42%. That'll work. And Darius Saric is 15-7, and Marco Bellinelli, my former Spur, he's starting to light it up
yeah, he
from 3.
played.
And Robert Covington's he's a good player. He's
good.
13-5.
Which
you know
one-
what? This is a basketball team.
Which one of them gonna check LeBron? Which one of them gonna keep LeBron from getting a triple-double every night?
Maybe Saric would. I don't know.
Skip, don't do that.
Well, I don't know.
You want the man to get now. You know he loved dunking on foreigners. Nurkic.
Yeah.
Yeah, he loved it.
Remember that foreigner
Pirtle.
dunked on them at the end of the game, and Cavs didn't like it. Remember that?
Got that little cheap basket. But don't worry about it. We got something for you. We got something for you. We got something for you, Saric. Well, maybe. Probably not going to see you guys because y'all going to probably lose a couple of games, be the 8th seed. We won't see you. We won't be down there. We playing
It
6.
could be. You better hope you avoid
I
these
don't
guys.
hope nothing.
Yeah, 'cause
I
they're
want to
coming.
see it.
And by the way, this is where LeBron should go. I don't know why.
No, we're not talking about where he should go. We're going to talk about LeBron putting foots
Yeah.
in Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. Now, he loved Ben Simmons because he's, under the same management company. Don't do it, Skip. That's he's represented by Clutch Sports, just like Ben Simmons.
Why is it called Clutch Sports?
Because they clutch.
Who's Clutch?
LeBron.
Oh, maybe
and Rich Paul.
I'll give you Mavericks clutch, but LeBron.
Rich Paul, Mav, all of them.
Yeah, those guys are clutch.
Don't do that.
I don't
Skip.
know about
clutch.
that. Yeah.
Spelled with a K.
And by the way, remember when the client broke free down the lane, got a big full head of steam? I'm talking about Ben Simmons in that game, and he's going to slam it.
Yeah.
And LeBron just said,
Yeah, the man had a running head of steam.
He did.
Now, if he'd have just got the ball and just tried to one step and flush it on Bron, like you remember Tiago Splitter did in that championship.
Oh, so
you remember on Tiago,
we're
7 foot tall.
comparing Tiago to Ben Simmons.
But you said he's 7 foot tall.
They're both 7 foot tall. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tiago, he can't jump an inch off the floor.
Yeah, he can't.
But he could play basketball.
Yeah,
he could pass it.
He couldn't. He tried to flush on LeBron.
Well, he played on a team that should have won that series.
No, they shouldn't. What happened? Skip, that's what we know about a 7-game series. When you play 7 games and you have to win 4, the best team will always win. You can't get lucky. Ray Allen didn't hit 4 game-winning shots, did he? He hit 1. What happened in the other 3? What happened Game 7, Skip?
Weren't the Spurs up 3-2?
They were up. But then all of a sudden they weren't up.
And then they were up 5 with 18 seconds left.
That hurt, didn't it, Skip? I can imagine you on the floor. I know you don't drink, but you wanted to. You started to get your car and go to the package shop.
Oh, I had a show to do. It was a big.
But you know good and well. I tell you, you ain't gonna put nothing on it. Can we put some do if these 2 teams play?
Well, I'll do 7 games.
Oh, I'll put do. It won't go 7.
Okay.
It won't not go 7 games.
All right. I'll take that.
LeBron got to go. He got to go to Cabo. He got to take Savannah to Cabo or the south of France. So he got to dismantle people quick as possible.
Because you know he playoffs.
Yeah, he got to take trips. You know, Savannah. You know, she done had all the kids. She need a break. They leave with them sitters. Because you know he got au pair and all them sitters. They're like, hey, I'm finna take Savannah on a quick trip.
This would be a fun matchup, though.
You know what I love about the Sixers? Joel Embiid is afraid of nobody.
I like
Ben Simmons afraid of nobody.
You know what?
You can have King or Queen or whoever. Bring them all on.
The reason why I love Joel Embiid because he a monster on social media.
He
and he got a great game.
King of content.
But that old King, Skip, you see what he been doing? Especially since he got that picture with old bad boy Shea Sharp. It's only gonna get better.
If you want your life to improve, you got to find.
Yeah, there's a chance, Skip, that when the playoffs come, I'll be taking pictures every other day with LeBron. So there's a chance I might have to be doing the show on remote.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because you know, cause playoffs. Hey, because he gonna go 0 dark 30, which means he gets off social media. So I'm gonna have to, control the content, post everything.
Yep.
Yeah, so you know that.
Be the pipeline, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just so you know.
The voice for the people.
No mercy.
Thanks for listening to the Undisputed Podcast. I'm Joy Taylor. Join us again at 9:30 a.m. Eastern on Monday for another full week of Undisputed. We'll see you then.
Fox Sports 1 of 1.